Hi everybody, this is John Stritzinger and I'm with you for segment 3 of my training with John, developing with John. And I am a lead project manager for our system called FusionShell. And what FusionShell does is it sort of builds a picture frame around your code, whatever it may be. So you can write HTML with us, you can use open source tools like WordPress and Joomla, or you can do custom development like we're showing you today. So before I can get to that and show you complex coding samples, I wanted to show you a basic grid object that you can create yourself with just a few hours of training, assuming that you've taken an HTML and SQL class sometime in your life. So an associate's degree in computer science, or a minor, or even a few classes while you were in business school, that would be sufficient to get through what I'm going to show you. Now, first things first, I am building a website called training.geolocation.info that just has a binding for 80 and 443. It's pretty standard. And the basic settings are, I'm pointing it at this training videos location where I kept my file, my development file. So now that that has been done, you can do two things. One, you can put it in your local DNS, or do what I did, and that was to create a host file. And if you create a host file, you can pull up and put, I have put training here locally because I have a lot of servers and I just want my little demo to go here locally. So what I did is I'm bypassing DNS and I'm putting it in at 127.0.0.1. So this is my development server, and I want everything to go locally. I don't move it to production until I am ready. So I have made the host file, and we have created the IIS website. If you've never created IIS website, there are over 1,000 training videos on YouTube you can watch. I recommend using the PowerShell tools or the server manager and just installing everything. You do need it. My system, in addition to .NET 3.5, I usually install 4.82, which is current as of a few years ago. Everyone pretty much standardized on that. And then there's some more recent .NET runtimes, and the 6 train, the 7 train, and I think they're up to 8 or 9 now. But anyway, no one's using those quite yet. So if you install 4.82, you're in pretty good sort of modern territory. If you get to 6 or 7, you'll be a little ahead of the curve, but no one's really using those yet. So that's all I can tell you. So make sure you get everything installed. The only thing else I want to point out is I do install PHP Manager on my IIS web servers, and I also install the CORS module, C-O-R-S, and so you need to make sure that you get those on your platform as well. Now, I ran this website just a few minutes ago, and I'm going to bring it back up here. And you can see that I have created 2 grids, one with my name as a user, and I have these 5 courses that I've made. The 2 I just added just recently, so I will show you those. And we're going to add one more just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm also going to add one more user so you can see that I am not messing with the data. So I'm going to insert into users a value of 1 and a full name of Stritzinger, my son's name, James W, and his first name is James, and his last name is Stritzinger, and that should work. So we're going 2. So I'm going to do that. Let's see. I'll put the end quote there. You can see SQL Server gives you a lot of data back. So I've run that. Alright, so now I have another person, James, into my database, and I'm going to add one more course. And that is going to be Fusion Container, Fusion Containers, and Grid Objects. So, dealing with us, you're going to need 6 training classes, which should take an hour, and then we'll see where we are. So anyway, I'm going to create one more course, and you can see that that is inserted, and then we're going to go back to our website, and you're going to see that my fancy little grid object is now even fancier. Ready, continue. I don't think so. So let's select start from courses, and you can see that it's in there, and we're going to select start from users, and you can see that that is in there, and this is not refreshing, so let's see what we get here. Alright, so now they're there, James is there, and we have added the six course there, and I am can edit that and delete that object if I want to, and as I showed before, I did create a little mini working program inside the application. So what have I just done? I have built a website, I have created a host file to point it locally, I built a little grid object here, which I linked to my data objects, and I updated my code and sent it to the screen, all in about 30 minutes of training time. Might take a little longer for y'all to do that, but that is pretty much the long and short of it. Now, just to show you the code again, all I did is I created a simple little HTML top, and then I went in and added these grid objects. You can see that I didn't type anything here. The server built all these parameters, the updates, and the views. So all of that is bound and created by the tool, and so without any previous ASP experience, you can write code in a few hours with this tool, and otherwise you're looking at 1 or 2 years studying at a university with no progress at all. So that is what I want to show you today. The only other thing that I want to add to this training is, sorry, I just got out of the screen a little bit. I want to show you that to sort of get your security in a position where your company will allow you to do it, you just need to integrate with local security. So that's what I would tell you to do. So you just have to turn on your IIS website the authentication method. So we'll go back to IIS Manager, go back to our training site. And I'm going to click on authentication, and you can just see by clicking Windows Authentication, you have to be logged into a domain in order to get to this system. So I have authentication anonymous enabled, but if I disable that, then it would require me to be logged into the network to get to this site. And that is usually sufficient to get through your operations team and get to